World leaders are going down this morning, and Donald Trump is panicking. He's having a terrible Thursday. First, former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office as part of the Epstein Files investigation. Police are now conducting searches at his properties after his arrest. The probe centers on allegations he shared confidential material with Epstein while serving as a trade envoy and other horrific, despicable conduct that we saw in the files. More news. World leaders falling, actual repercussions in other countries. Former South Korean insurrectionist President Yoon Suk-yeol has been sentenced to life in prison after a court found him guilty of leading an insurrection tied to his 2024 martial law declaration that triggered a constitutional crisis and military raid on the National Assembly. And the court was even saying, for things that are this egregious, it's not out of the question to even be considering things like the death penalty. That's how things are dealt with in other countries when there are insurrectionists who try to overthrow and topple governments and who engage in horrific conduct to little girls and other despicable things, but apparently not here in the United States. But I believe, and I know you believe, accountability is coming. Here's a statement from the family of Virginia Giuffre. At last, today our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty, at the arrest of Andrew. On behalf of our sister, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, we extend our gratitude to the UK police for their investigation and arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He was never a prince. For survivors everywhere, Virginia did this for you. So as Scott Shapiro says, in the UK, Prince Andrew arrested. In South Korea, their former president Yoon sentenced to life. In Brazil, their former insurrectionist president Jair Bolsonaro serving a 20-year sentence, almost a life sentence there based on his age. And here in the United States, you have Donald Trump ranting and raving like a lunatic and suing the United States government so that taxpayers can give him $10 billion because our absurd and fascist right-wing Supreme Court here invented a doctrine called absolute immunity. Are you kidding me? As Julian Sanchez says. So the Supreme Court in the United States invented a fabricated out of thin air immunity doctrine. So they actually made American presidents less accountable than literal royalty, right? Our very Constitution was created as a reaction and in opposition to monarchies, and absolute immunity was inherently rejected in the founding of our Constitution. No kings. Even in the UK, though, they're saying kings and queens and princes and princesses, they can be stripped of their title and prosecuted for crimes over there, but apparently not here in the United States. Are you kidding me? And so what was Donald Trump doing this morning? I'm going to do another video on this ridiculous speech that Donald Trump gave in his fabricated Board of Peace. You know, he says he did his Board of Peace speech today, and he had a group of foreign leaders, mostly representing authoritarian regimes. Most nations with actual influence and power did not show up, and they ditched this thing, and they are not part of this corrupt organization. And so Trump's like, Belarus is here, and we've got Javier Milei from Argentina, and we've got the leader of Bahrain over here. And this is the group that will be overseeing the United Nations. The Board of Peace sits on top of the United Nations, Donald Trump said. But while we're seeing accountability, at least in other countries, from the Epstein files, but as accountability, I believe, will be coming to the United States. What was Donald Trump saying at his Board of Peace meeting? What was he talking about? He was saying that he doesn't like handsome young guys, although he does love the YMCA song, apparently. But he says he really loves the young girls, he says. He says he really likes them young. And he says, young, attractive women who I like. This is what he was saying at his Board of the Peace speech, that he likes the young ones, he said, the young women he finds attractive. The hell? Here, play this clip.
But I was very proud of it. President Pena of Paraguay is here. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy. It's always nice to be young and handsome. Doesn't mean we have to like you. I don't like young, handsome men. Women, I like. Men, no, I don't have any interest. Good. That's right. That's right. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job, too.
And Donald Trump continued to talk about women and women being attractive at this Board of Peace speech. I can't believe I'm calling it the Board of, whatever the hell this thing is. He was trying to mock AOC's appearance and saying that she didn't know the answers to questions and that she went to a worse college than J.D. Vance. But he didn't know her name, so he just referred to her as the attractive woman, the young attractive woman. And this guy is just so sick. Here, play this clip.
You know, most people, if you watch some of the people that were at the event in Munich, they didn't graduate quickly from college. They had everything they could do. There was one young, attractive woman. She was unable to answer questions. And she didn't do so well like JD did in college. JD graduated in a 4.5-year college in 2 years.
And speaking about so sick, you have Pete Hegseth right now and all these weird MAGA people posting these performative videos of themselves like lifting weights. I mean, we are on the precipice of a massive war with Iran. We have 2 aircraft carriers right now that's very close to Iran. At least we know from reporting in the Middle East that lots of countries are on war footing right now. And these are the videos that they are making. Here, play this clip.
All right, here we go.